this is the third episode of our series on creating great pedagogical environment in your classroom. So we're talking about 4 impactful teaching strategies. Episode 1 was dealt with vocabulary, episode 2 dealt with misconceptions, and maybe today we will talk about collaborative learning strategies. Well, I have a very ambitious plan of both the jigsaw as well as the reciprocal reading. I'm not sure how much we can cover in this short capsule. Let's see, let's at least begin. Okay. So what is collaborative learning, also known as cooperative learning? It has 5 defining elements. 5. Okay. It creates a sink or swim together kind of feeling. So there's a positive interdependence. It also creates a face-to-face interaction, which of course we've been missing a hell of a lot in the pandemic. And it helps students learn with each other. It creates individual as well as group accountability because everybody needs to contribute. The team must learn together. Then some other small skills like communication, trust, leadership, etc. are built. And there is an activity of reflection and metacognition to see how well is the team functioning. Now, I am going to introduce a marvelous idea called the Jigsaw Strategy to you today, because this one is very popular and can be easily done regardless of your size of your classroom or where your school is located. Creates wonderful collaboration, and the teacher is actually only a facilitator. So what is the Jigsaw Strategy and what am I going to do with you? First of all, we will learn what is the structure of the basic jigsaw. Next, I'm going to teach you a variation called Jigsaw 2. And lastly, I'm going to try and give you a couple of tips for troubleshooting when you're practicing this strategy. We must give credit where it is due, and Jigsaw was actually the brainchild of Elliot Aronson as far back as 1971, where? USA, Texas. Why? There was a lot of discrimination between the Hispanics, the blacks, the ethnic races there, and the white children wouldn't want to sit with them. He wanted to mix everyone, and this kind of discrimination, whether it is class, caste, creed, religion, etc., is continuing and will continue all over the world. So, the Jigsaw Strategy is an excellent tool for ensuring that everybody works together. This is what I am bringing to you today. What is it? So, you have students in a group and they take responsibility for one chunk of content and then teach it to other members of the group. Just bear with me and make it simple for you. So, there's one child, one chunk of content. Okay? Like pieces of the jigsaw puzzle, all the students come and fit together again. I'll show you how that happens with an example. So, you have one child, one chunk of content. So, all the 6 children in the group, in this group I've got 6, have 6 different chunks of content. They learn it together alone, then they come and share it with each other. Let's see how it flows. What is the basic jigsaw teaching strategy? I haven't seen it done this way. I hope you enjoy what Shikshangan is presenting. We make a lot of effort to bring you the cutting edge research, but we also simplify it with examples so that you can straight away practice in your class. Divide your students into group of 5 or 6. Minimum is 4. Okay, 4 or 5 or 6. Now, like this, I've taken 6. These are called jigsaw groups or home groups. Internet might say jigsaw groups sometimes, home groups sometimes. कोई भी confusion होने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. इसको आप jigsaw group भी कह सकते हैं और home group भी कह सकते हैं. ये एक बेहतरीन तरीका है बच्चों को इकट्ठा मिक्स करके पढ़ाने का, या वो अपने आप पढ़ाई की जिम्मेदारी ले लेते हैं. Okay. What do you do next? Now don't do this. Okay? Don't create one group of 6 and one group of 5 and one group of 4. ये नहीं करना है. Okay? जितने भी बच्चे आपके क्लास में हो, you have to keep equal groups. कुछ बच्चे बच जाएंगे. आपके बढ़िया प्लानिंग की वजह से भी, even in spite of your best planning, somebody will remain absent. So what we need to do for that also I will be telling you in the troubleshooting. Right now let's understand the strategy, the basic one. Okay. So now I have created groups of 6 children in my class. Okay. So I'm going to also divide content into 6 sections. Each child gets one part of content. What is content? It can be parts of a chapter, some notes that you make as a teacher, or even a Google site that you like. Alright. Now let me take a syllabus example. So I am taking an example. Unit is landforms of geography. Just to make it simple, you can take anything. cell, microbiology, biology, chemistry, acids, bases, salts, rocks, minerals, anything that you like, poetry, you can just divide it into segments and chunks. So I've got landforms, deserts to one child, valleys to another child, mountains to the third, plateaus to the fourth, islands to the fifth, and plains to the sixth child. This is the way I divide my content chunks to the children in the home group. अब यहाँ गलती कर लेते हैं teachers. So here, this is a point where some teachers make some mistakes, and therefore the next slide will explain what do you do. So you have groups of six children everywhere. Every group of 6 children will get contents like this only. How? Like this. Okay? 6 बच्चे हैं, you divide like this. Another table 6 बच्चे, like this. Another table. So the content chunks on every table of 6 children is the same. This is the Guru Mantra. इसको समझ लीजिए. You make 6 groups of 6 children, you divide your content into 6 and you give it to one table, repeat second table, Xerox copy third table, Xerox copy fourth table. That is the way you will divide your content. So what are these groups? These are called jigsaw groups or home groups. यहाँ पे क्या होता है? At this step, individual study of the teacher distributed content or textbook divided content is done by the child. अकेले पढ़ रहा है बच्चा at this time. Independent learning, independent study at this stage. In the home group, what happens next? Had I been doing this live, I would have asked you to put in some comments, but here I will tell you what happens next. So these are the home groups. You can see the children are all 6. Content has been divided. After they finish doing and understanding their content, they move like this. This is the beauty of the jigsaw. So they move. One table becomes only for hills, one for valleys, one for mountains, one for plains, one for plateaus. The children move to the different tables. Yahan teacher gives some extra material and they are reading in those groups, and then they become experts and they come back to their own home groups. So for some time they have waited in the expert groups. Teacher has given extra material on each of the topics, something for mountains, something for valleys, something for plateaus, and so on. वो expert बन गए सारे बच्चे अब तो. Okay, and now they are coming back to their home groups, which this slide is showing, and they are going to share their expertise in the home group. सोचिए कितनी powerful strategy है. Everybody has learned more about their own content chunk. They're coming and sharing with everyone, so everybody will become an expert in everything. So they come back and they're sharing. How? Turn by turn. यहाँ पे सारे rules रखने हैं. One person speaks, the others take down notes, make graphic organizers, and so on. Turn by turn, every student explains the expertise of whatever they have gained knowledge on their own chunk of content, and the other children continue to make their notes, and therefore they all become experts. Let's recap. Step 1, independent study in the home group. Then they move to deeper study with discussion in the expert group. The teacher keeps giving more content as they keep becoming better and better. But the beauty is that they return to the home group and they share all their content. Step 4, assessment. वो तो आप पूछ ही रहे होंगे कि मगर इसको हम check कैसे करेंगे? So presentation to the class is one way of doing it, but I'll show you something else that you could do. Step 6. Assess all the students on all the content, even though आपने अलग-अलग किया था, in home groups थे, in expert groups थे, but everybody, they have come back. Now they know everything about all the landforms, so you can give them probably a quiz, ask them to do a PowerPoint, whatever, but everybody is assessed on all the content. That's about assessment. Now here comes some variation which Robert Slavin gave in 1986. So मुझे लगता है हिंदुस्तान में हमें बड़ा पसंद आएगा because it's about assessment. We love giving tests and marks. Now you have to assess all the students on all the content, of course, but what Slavin added is also give a group average. Okay, तो group average देंगे तो क्या होगा कि group accountability will be there, है ना? So that's a very nice idea, an addition, and that's known as jigsaw. 2 small variation. This sets up a competitive spirit along with a collaborative spirit, and it motivates everyone to do collectively. Okay, so that was about jigsaw. But there can be some troubleshooting, right? You have a home group, but बच्चे आए and you are left with 2 extra children. Okay, what will you do? Move them. Double कर दीजिए किसी एक content में. Sometimes this works very well, because sometimes you'll see on the next slide how this works very well. कोई एक बच्चा थोड़ा सा weak है तो उसको जोड़ी मिल जाती है. So like in this case now, one group has 2 students for desert and 2 for hills. That's one troubleshooting you can do if you fall short or if you have extra children. The other thing you can do is sometimes the students are not at the same strength. You have an extra child, bring her into islands. Maybe you can strengthen the strength of the children combined there, becomes better to match everyone. Did you find this compelling? I love Jigsaw personally. I think it can be done very, very effectively even in our schools. First groups banana hai, teacher ka preparation hona hai. The teacher needs to enjoy this. She should like what I am presenting first. You must like and subscribe. Subscription to free hai. And after that, practice that. You can ask us as many questions as you like. Shikshangan is here for you. Whatever we are creating is for you. Do like and subscribe to our channel and await the 4th episode.